From the newsroom at news.com.au.
We'll start with politics, and 4 senior ministers are expected to announce their retirement from politics at this year's state election in Victoria, forcing a major cabinet reshuffle. The ministers include Deputy Premier James Merlino, Health Minister Martin Foley, Police Minister Lisa Neville, and Sport and Tourism Minister Martin Pakula. All ministers made statements to Parliament reflecting on achievements within their respective portfolios. To the US, and the Supreme Court has ruled that Americans have a fundamental right to carry a handgun in public, a landmark decision with far-reaching implications for states and cities across the country struggling with a surge in gun violence. The 6-3 decision strikes down a more than century-old New York law that required a person to prove they had a legitimate self-defense need or proper cause to receive a permit to carry a handgun outside the home. Several other states, including California, have similar laws, and the court's ruling will curb their ability to restrict people from carrying guns in public. US President Joe Biden slammed the decision, saying it contradicts both common sense and the Constitution and should deeply trouble us all. Back home, and burnt bush is regrowing at twice the normal speed, a former state fire chief says, slashing the time before it's back to being a blaze risk. Greg Mullins also warned that New South Wales does not have enough full-time firefighters to cope with future infernos, with numbers having grown by less than 2% in the past 10 years. His sharpest criticism was directed at the recently ousted Morrison government, accusing it of failing to ensure scores of recommendations from the Bushfire Royal Commission were enacted. Mr Mullins, who was Commissioner of Fire and Rescue New South Wales for 14 years until 2017, said the public had become complacent about fires. Finishing with sport, and in swimming, Kyle Chalmers has missed out on a place in the semifinals of the 100 metres butterfly at the World Championships in Budapest. Competing in butterfly for the first time at international level, Chalmers finished 22nd overall in Thursday's heats, with just the top 16 advancing to the semi-finals. He wasn't originally planning to swim butterfly at Budapest either, but surprised himself when he qualified second at last month's Australian titles, posting an impressive time of 51.67 seconds. He exercised his right to take up the spot, meaning pop star Cody Simpson missed out after finishing third.
Your update from news.com.au.